Hello and welcome to another episode of Gig and Tell podcast. I'm Tash.
I'm Phil.
And today we're going to be talking about Waterparks, who are my favourite band of all time. We went to see them the other day at the Institute in Birmingham, which I'm a big fan of.
It's the O2 Institute.
Yes, the O2 Institute. I spoke recently about how that's one of my favourite venues in Birmingham. I love the Institute. It got changed from the Academy. I think that originally it was at the Academy, so I'm really grateful it got changed. I prefer the Institute as a venue. We went to see them. It was Tuesday, the 17th of March, and they were, as always, a great watch. I'm trying to think of who supported them. I don't think I knew them.
No, I feel like it was grey something. Grey
waves, grey
wind.
Wind?
Grey something with a W.
Yeah, you're right. The lead singer, she was very like punk, but the music didn't give as much. I guess parts were a bit punk. She looked like her act was like a bit punk crazy, like I don't know how to explain it, but they were good.
Grey
They
wind.
were all right. Grey wind, you were right then.
It just doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't. Maybe it's because we hadn't said it out loud before just now.
Yeah.
But I actually queued for this one. I had the day off work. We went up Birmingham to queue, and we were quite close. Like, usually when we queue at the Institute, it's already around the corner by the time we get there in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Whereas for this, I don't know if it's because they're a smaller band, but we were like one of the first 20 people. Like,
Well, there was no queue when I got
really?
there. We were so late.
There you go.
The mess that is Birmingham
I actually never
trains
thought
right
to ask
now.
you because I didn't know how quick they'd let everyone in.
Yeah, no, there was literally like, because our train had been delayed so much, because like the luck that I've had with trains in Birmingham this week has been like appalling.
I don't know whether there's been some sort of strikes going on again or if it's just illness or what, but for some reason the staff have not been turning
like
up.
Mother's Day there was no staff when we went to see Benson Boone, and then Tuesday for Waterparks there was repairs on the tracks that was delaying all the trains.
Yeah. That happened to my train too, but because we were already going up early, it made no difference really.
Whereas for us, like, we walked into the venue and the sport act came on.
Yeah.
Like, they were literally coming on. Like, we went to the bar, and then while we were getting the drinks, they came on. So, we were late. There was no queue. I think there was a couple of other people that arrived at the same time, but I wouldn't have called it a queue.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, the weather really like decided to show up for us. Like, I was kind of dreading queuing because it has been so cold still, but it was actually
always
sunny.
queued in the worst weather.
Oh,
it's never good weather when we go queue. It's always like November, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Snowing sometimes.
Genuinely. So I said to Harrison, as long as there's no rain, I'll be fine, because I hate being damp when you've been queuing. The sun was out and it was lovely. It was on the cold side, it was really windy, but like...
Yeah, I've said so many times this week, I wouldn't have been cold if it wasn't for the wind. Like, the actual temperature is nice, but the wind is cold.
Yeah, freezing. But no, we queued successfully. We ate before we went. We stayed hydrated. We took some snacks for the queue. Ate a lot of Jaffa cakes, and then got inside. We're fairly close to the front, but because everyone that had been to VIP was in first, like for the meet and greet and stuff, then that obviously like all of them were in front of us. But I said to Harrison, my fiance, I said, well, I'm not being funny, but when Waterparks come on, like, it will kick off anyway. Like, why is she
Is she okay? My cat has just lay and settled behind/on the TV.
That is so cute.
She's giving it a bit of a dust.
Yeah, so VIP were all stood in front of us from doing the meet and greet, obviously. So we weren't right at the front, but we were the first, like, 10 people in from the queue that we were in. And while I was in the queue, there was the nicest girl that had made, like, Waterparks bracelets, how Taylor Swift did them, and like everyone at all of her shows were handing out like beaded bracelets.
Some people did that for Taylor Swift and they've done it for every show they've been to since.
Yeah, I like it that it's a trend, and she had loads and she was like, do you just want to pick one? I've just made them for people to have, and I was like, that is so sweet. So I had one off her, and the one that I got was said greatest hits. which is one of Waterparks' albums. So I had that. And then someone else in the queue, from the front of the queue, had bought some stickers with them to just pass through the queue, and all the stickers had little lyrics on. So on the back of my phone case right now, I've got just a little lyric that says, "If you need me, I'm here now," which is a lyric from American Graffiti, which is on the Greatest Hits album. And she was just handing out little stickers. So I was like, oh, I love the Waterparks community. Like, that is so lovely. And usually I don't have much to do with the Waterparks community, to be honest, but
because of the 50%.
yeah, because of the 50% there. They've got some crazy fans, but yeah, they were all so lovely. So that was really nice to start with. We went in and yeah, we just found our space. We tried to keep enough space around us for you guys to squeeze in, but obviously that's very difficult when you've got everyone coming in from.
And there's 3 people
queuing.
joining, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you 3 needed to squeeze in next to us. We tried to keep the space the best we could. But I said, like, as soon as Waterparks come on, it kicks off big time. So
it actually took longer this time than it usually does. Like, it took a couple songs before it properly kicked
he had
off,
to ask.
Yeah, we knew that there'd be space eventually. And when it went, it built up each song, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But Austin Knight always knows how to bring energy. Like, he's very good at working the crowd. I think he could genuinely have the deadest crowd, but he is constantly talking to them and hyping them up and saying, let's go. Like, he's very good at that side of it. So, yeah, the crowd went off. It was so good. I actually think that... Oh, there's number 1 for this episode. I actually think that might be my favourite Waterparks show that I've been to. And I've been to a few, but that was really good. I really enjoyed it.
It's so tough for me because in terms of like all the technical stuff, that was obviously a better show because it was at the Institute instead of the Academy. But for me, I was such a huge fan of intellectual property that I don't think anything will beat the last one for that set list.
Yeah, the set list was
because
good.
I just loved intellectual property.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of the other albums other than what I've heard you listen to, whereas intellectual property is the first one that I've listened to, like a full album of my own accord.
Yeah.
Not just because you've been listening to it.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me because the set list for this one wasn't as many songs that I know.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of songs for this one at all. And I was pushing through thinking, like, I'm going to look like one of the psychos because I've come in with my, like, blonde with pink in, but that's just, like, how I have my hair. Like, I know I've freshly put the pink in, but I always have, like, pink in the summer and blue in the winter.
Yeah.
So it was time, like say, it was quite a warm day. It's time to get the pink back in.
Yeah. You were matching Austin.
And yeah, I walked in, I'm literally like matching hair with Austin, and I was like, I'm gonna look like the 50%. I'm gonna look like the one of the psychos, and he's gonna come on. I'm not gonna know half the songs.
Yeah.
Because I had looked at the set list.
I don't tend to have that problem too much. Sometimes they do play singles, and they did play one actually that I'm sure they only released on SoundCloud, that isn't an actual release that I didn't know, but. There's a few that I wouldn't know from really early on. I'm talking really early on, like singles and EPs.
Before they'd even done an album.
Yeah. But yeah, generally speaking, I do know a lot of their songs, so it doesn't really matter to me what show I go to because I'm going to know the set list.
Can we talk about my achievement at this show real quick?
Yes. Oh my gosh,
because tell me how all of the gigs I have been to.
I know.
The amount of times we have seen the Vamps as well and been quite close. Not once have I ever caught a guitar pick, a drumstick, anything.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I did not catch a single one. But 3 guitar picks...
No one does. No one.
3 guitar picks were acquired at this show.
3. Not 1, not
3.
2. 3.
So we got on the train back and I was like, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for me.
Yeah.
So I have my like orange Waterparks guitar pick in my phone case, so I haven't took it out yet. But I'm thinking, once I've had my confetti off you from Benson Boone, I can like put them all in. And
that's cute, little collage. It would have been a good day to bring them to get that picture.
Yeah.
I haven't got mine.
But yeah, the first one, you'd seen him throw it. You were looking around on the floor, and I saw you give up, and I was like, no, I'm not giving up, and I saw it. So I just reached down and grabbed it, and I was like, I've got it.
I wasn't convinced that he threw it right at us. I think it went past me, but because you were behind me.
It was slightly behind, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's
Yeah.
gone more over there.
And then the second one, I took my phone out of our bag, and I was kind of half convinced that the one I'd already got might have come out. So I checked the floor again and picked that one up. But then I checked my bag, and I had still got that other one. And I was like, oh no, he's throwing another one. Like,
Yeah,
I've got two.
I've got two. He just keeps throwing them in the same spot.
Yeah. And then at that point, I was like, well, obviously the first one I'd immediately been like, that's yours. They're your favourite band. Like, if you'd have caught a Brad Simpson pick, you would give it to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to think you would give it to me.
I would.
So I was like, first one's yours, and then I caught another one, and I was like, well, now I feel bad that Jazz doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So I was determined to get a third. I was like, let's make this a hat trick.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was on the way out, we were walking out, and I was like, I was scouring the floor the whole time we were walking out, like I need a third one. And it was stuck to someone's shoe.
Yeah.
It was stuck to the bottom of their shoe, and they were walking past, and I saw them watch me bend down, like, what is this girl doing? And I was like, oh, she's going to kick off at me and been like, that was stuck to my shoe, that's mine. But she didn't, she just carried on walking. I literally just took it off the bottom of her shoe.
Wow.
Because I could just see it, like, sticking out. There was just, like, a bit of orange sticking out the corner of her shoe, and I was like, that's a guitar pick.
That is amazing, honestly, the talent that you've got.
And the fact that I took it off someone's shoe
I know.
is,
I
like, a big deal. I needed hand sanitizer immediately, but...
The one thing that everyone at my work knows about you, my twin sister, is she's a germaphobe.
Yeah, everyone at my work knows it too. I had someone come in the other day and asked if I had anything for the dishwasher, and I was like, no. And they were like, do you eat? Because I never have anything for the dishwasher. And I was like, well, yeah.
I bring my own things.
Stuff.
Everyone at work is like, she brings her own knife, fork and spoon in a little plastic thing, and she brings her own straw with a little pocket for a straw. And I'm like, yeah, well, you don't provide me with straws. I need a pocket because what, am I just throwing it loose in my bag? No. And yeah, I bring my own knife, fork and spoon because I can't tell you how many times there's not been fairy liquid in our kitchen.
Yeah, it was a hell of a night for me.
It was so impressive.
We were so intrigued to look at them as well because you'd said last time when
So yes, I've previously caught a guitar pick from Austin, but it was when he was supporting for Yumi at 6. So he threw one. I was really close, and obviously, well, not obviously, but a lot of people around me didn't really care for the support, whereas I was going mental because I love Waterparks. And I caught his pick, and each pick that he'd thrown, like I'd seen people like tagging theirs and stuff, they had different songs on each one off the album off Intellectual Property that hadn't been released yet. So mine said Ritual on it, and I'd not heard Ritual. Like, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't out at that point.
Yeah.
So we've got two that said the same thing, didn't we?
Yes.
I was really hoping we'd have 3 different, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So we had one. What did the one say? What did Jazzy say?
I don't remember.
It was something like "Let It Go," but it wasn't "Let It Go."
Yeah.
But it was like 3 words, and then I say $30 on Depop 2027, and I'm so intrigued what that song could be.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be something to do with his high def line, because he has a clothing brand called High Def.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if the whole song is going to be about how people are all over him 1 minute, and then come next year they'll be selling it on Depop for 30 quid. Like,
interesting.
Really, I think it's going to be I'm disposable, or like you go through waves.
Like the songs they're putting out at the moment
but
are completely unhinged.
Yeah. Harrison expected them to play Ice, and he doesn't like it. He finds it very like out there and too cringe, and like he just doesn't like it as a song. He's like, it doesn't fit them. Like, I don't like it. I feel the opposite kind of way. I love that they're standing up for something and putting something out there and using their platform to try.
I love what they're doing with it. I don't like the songs.
Say something. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
A bit
That's
heavy
fair.
for me.
And I said to Harrison, I don't think that they'll be allowed to play that, and they didn't. So.
I think it would be. I think politics, in a way, when it's quite as full on as they've done it.
Yeah.
People are just here for a good time. That's the kind of thing that starts like fights and riots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's like just something that I would be concerned about playing as an artist.
Yeah.
For the fear of it kicking off.
For sure.
For people's safety.
For sure. It's not something that you know, especially in the UK, it's not something that we talk about all the time as well. Like
it's relevant, but it's not relevant.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I agree. I'm glad they didn't play it, but Harrison was saying he was really hoping that they didn't, and they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've now I've got my 2 Waterparks picks. I've also got Polaroids that I've taken from previous shows, and like confetti and stuff. And I want to make like a little Waterparks frame of like my guitar
really
picks
cute.
and stuff in there as well.
Yeah. You need like a wristband or something.
Yeah, I should have kept my wristband. Oh no, you don't get one for that. It was Benson Boone. I got a wristband for.
My Benson Boone one's still on the side upstairs. I haven't sorted it out.
But yeah, I've got a few, and I've got like little cutouts from magazines and stuff of them that I could potentially put in there. But I don't know. I might get like a ticket printed or something of them, and for like the tour poster or whatever.
Like a little like
And do a
prowler.
little collage.
Yeah,
Put my pics in there because I'm really worried about losing them. It's in my bedside drawer at the minute. But yeah, I'm very impressed that you managed to catch that. So out of that, I got a little cute sticker for my phone. I got a bracelet from one of the fans, and I got a guitar pick from you catching it. So I came out fully loaded, me.
Yeah, you were like living the dream.
Yeah, all the freebies. I mean, I didn't get any merch. I wasn't a huge fan. I loved the crop top T-shirt that said "Hot Girls Love Waterparks," but I didn't like that it was baby pink. I'm not. Like, I wouldn't I just wouldn't wear it, so I didn't get it. If it would have been black or white, I would have 100% got that crop top.
Yeah.
I think that it was 40 quid for the crop top.
Which is crazy for half the material.
I know.
I know you're not paying for the material, really, but...
I think it was 40. I could be wrong. But yeah, I didn't like any of the other merch enough. Other than the cap, but again, that was 35, and I was like, I just don't have the money to dispose of this.
If we'd been to the gigs the other way around and you knew you hadn't got Waterparks merch, would you have bought a Benson Boone shirt? Yeah.
That was my plan. But I am also glad that I didn't now, in hindsight, because the show was so good for Waterparks that me and my friend have bought more tickets to go and see them again when in Bristol next week. So I wouldn't have been able to have afforded that if I'd have bought the Benson Boone. So after the last show, it was like, oh, could have got Benson merch. This is really annoying. But now in hindsight of that hindsight, I was now able to get more tickets to see Waterparks again. So
we'll have to have like a little comparison.
Yeah, of
in
how
the next
shows
episode
differed.
of like how different Bristol was to Birmingham, because I'm sure the vibe in Bristol is going to be like elite.
I think so. And I'm sad
what's the venue?
Sorry?
What's the venue in Bristol?
O2 something as well, I think.
O2 something as well?
Yeah, which is so funny. Austin actually said at one point as well, he was like, I've soon realised that every venue here is called the O2 something or other.
Yeah,
like,
they're all
like,
O2
they're all
venues.
O2s.
There is an O2 venue in every city.
Yeah, legit. However, we did have another claim to fame moment that happened in the show. So there's a couple of times where Austin lets the crowd choose a song. And
I'm still fuming.
there's a couple of times that Austin has let the crowd choose a song, and like everyone kind of screams what they want, and he gives like 2 options. So at one point he said like, okay, your options are Telephone or
Peach.
What do you play? Gloom Boys.
Peach.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, Gloom Boys.
That was
the
the
other
next vote.
Peach or Gloom Boys. And
No, Peach or Telephone.
No, Peach or Telephone. sorry. And I was telling someone this story the other day, and they said, why didn't you all do this if you wanted Telephone?
I have thought that too,
And
but
I
you
was
were all
like,
doing the tea.
Everyone in front of me that was doing Telephone was just doing this. So I just copied and went for a T for Telephone.
Yeah, that's what I did. But I did think like...
But we could have just,
That did cross my
been
mind too.
like Telephone.
But it doesn't really matter because he just picks one person.
Yeah, but so he was like looking around and he went, I've looked at too many people. Too many people have said different things, so I can't decide. And my partner is super tall. Like he's
Oh my God, when we got there late and you guys were like at the front of the crowd, spotted him a mile off.
Yeah.
Spotted him a mile off. Because we normally do the goose hand to try and find each other. We know that whoever's doing this is our crew. I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I looked and I went, there's Harrison.
Did you see me at one point? You randomly did it when the support act were on. You randomly did that. Did you see me do it back?
Yeah.
I did
It was so funny because you're obviously so small next to Harrison as well. So like, because we were doing it because he was looking around. We could see him looking to the side, so we started doing it. And then I just saw your tiny hand just appear like so low down as well. And I was just like, oh my God, it looked so funny because your hand was only just above everyone else. Whereas like his head was like way up here.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Oh man.
So funny.
But because Harrison is so tall, Austin like looked at him, and this has happened before as well. This happened. He was choosing between 21 questions and something at one of the previous shows that we went to, and he pointed at Harrison and said, "What do you want?" And Harrison said 21 questions, and they had a little conversation. And then it happened again at this show. I've just realised that people are going to think I'm bullshitting because I'm calling him Harrison, and
He says Roy.
Yeah, in the interaction that they had, Harrison's nickname with all of his friends is Roy, but I refuse to call him Roy because it makes him sound like an old man, in my opinion.
It was so weird when I worked with him and there was 2 Harrisons, so I had to call him Roy because that was the decision they made. Was that's
You're
H and that's
Harrison,
Roy.
you're Roy.
Yeah, so it was like okay, so I had to.
Yeah.
But I don't now.
I don't like calling him Roy, so I always call him Harrison, but a lot of people know him as Roy. And Austin sees him and he's all tall and standing next to me and stuff, and he's like, "You, tall guy with glasses, what's your name?" And Harrison says Roy, and I have this whole conversation, this interaction.
Troy?
He's like, "Troy?" And I'm like, "No, we're not in America. No one here is called Troy. No one here is called Troy."
That'd be what you would name your kid. You would have a Troy.
I love that name.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, Roy, okay." And then he's like, "What do you want to hear?" And Harrison said like, "Oh, I want to hear Peach." I had been saying telephone because I love both, but I have seen Peach before, and I love both. But I know that you guys are like you prefer telephone.
Was the one that I'd heard a lot of Waterparks before, and I'd saved some even before you listened to them. I remember saving I'm a Natural Blue and 21 Questions. I'd had those saved for years. But it had always just been the odd song. I never really delved into who they were.
For sure.
And then obviously you'd got really into them, and he actually mentioned it when everyone was shouting telephone in the video. You hear him he's like, "Wow, Heartstopper's a really big thing in the UK." And like that was what made me like, because it started playing in the show when I was watching Heartstopper.
Yeah.
And I remember just hearing it and being like, that sounds like
Familiar.
Waterparks.
Yeah.
What are they doing in a Netflix show?
Yeah.
Like that blew my mind. And that was what really got me into them. And I have seen them play telephone. They played it on the last tour. But I don't know Peach.
Oh.
I don't know it. So I obviously wanted telephone because it's also like, I know you.
I know, it's a bop.
Like, it's so fun.
Peach is also a bop, but it's not as, like, it's more, like, it's like a bit more mellow.
That's not what I'm there for Waterparks.
Yeah, telephone is like really, really upbeat. And I do love that one. And I've seen that one less because obviously Peach is from the Entertainment album and I've been playing that for years. So I've seen telephone less too. So I would have liked to have seen telephone and sang along with all of you that knew it, because I don't think that the other people we were with knew Peach either. So
no, it was only you two that knew Peach.
yeah, but I loved both options. But it was very cool that Austin spoke to Harrison again. I loved it.
I felt bad because I immediately turned around and shouted "dickhead" in his face when he said Peach, and I was like, to anyone around us that doesn't know that, I know him.
Yeah,
that I'm gonna look like a dick.
yeah.
But I am objecting at the wedding. I'm sorry.
I know. I understand. And to be honest, I just was in so much shock and awe that I was like, oh my God, look, it's my two favourite men talking to each other. I'm so happy. But yeah, that was a very cool thing that also happened. I just felt like it was a very eventful concert. Mm-hmm. A lot happened for me.
Yeah.
It was very good.
What were your feelings on the second vote between Gloom Boys and Not Warriors?
I wanted Not Warriors.
I didn't really know either of them.
I wanted Not Warriors. Yeah. One of my favourite lyrics of Waterparks is "I think you saved my life," and that's from Not Warriors, and I love that song. And Entertainment I prefer over a Double Dare anyway. But I do like both. Again, I love Waterparks, so I loved both songs, but I would have preferred Not Warriors.
I think I actually kind of hate the vote thing.
Yeah.
Because if I just see the set list, that's the set list. But being like, it could have been my favourite song, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually my favourite, but it's up there. You know what I mean? And being like, it was between one that I really, really love and one that I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's just the one I didn't know, it's just the one I didn't know. But there being that vote, and it being someone who was with us
Yeah.
that picked the other one, and I was just like...
He was not paying attention to the fact we were all saying telephone.
Yeah, no, not at all. Although, I mean, fair, because if it was a band that I really loved and I wanted the other one, I would be selfish.
Yeah.
And I would chat the one I wanted anyway. So, you know.
Oh, man. But yeah, I just thought that was super cool.
It was a cool moment.
I'm very excited because, like I say, the energy was just 100% there. Everyone always jumps along. Everyone's moving. I never feel like I'm inconveniencing anyone, because everyone around me is the
because
same.
it's one you always get in the pit for. It's one that you're always in the right area for.
Yeah. I think that it's because I know that, unlike when I go to see people like Bring Me the Horizon, generally speaking, I know that Waterparks are going to be a little bit more respectful and a little bit more tame, and it's not like screamo music. Whereas
you don't have all the massive men that are just trying to hurt people.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of kids.
Which is fine, you do you, but I'm too fragile to get into that.
I agree.
Whereas Waterparks, I always feel a little bit safer. So I always like to get in it at Waterparks.
Everyone else is puny at Waterparks as well, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
And I have so much adrenaline and love in my system for that band that it's like I'll just jump around like whatever.
Yeah.
I will.
It is funny because you said you didn't even notice, but I remember watching you in the pit towards the end, and there was just like these three guys that were jumping, you know, when they all jump around with their arms linked around each other, and they all just went backwards. And you were right behind them, and it was like watching you get swept away by the sea. Like, you just sort of disappeared into the distance. And you were like, I didn't even notice I was having such a great time. And I was like, you fully were like...
Squished.
Literally swept away by them.
And I just came out bouncing.
Yeah, you did. And Jazz went down on her arse as well.
Oh,
bless
amazing.
her.
Amazing.
It
was so
eventful
good.
one.
What an eventful show. And everyone, I literally felt like everyone was just having the time of their life. Like, we were picking people up to crowd surf. I was asked to get down off, sorry about that.
That's okay.
We always get up on shoulders for lucky people and 21 questions. Like, Austin usually says, like, right, everyone up. Like, he usually gestures people to get up on shoulders. And me and Harrison actually had this conversation after that. It was weird that he didn't say that, but now we know why. He was clearly told that
Not at this point.
it was not being tolerated at this show for people to get on shoulders. So I automatically got on Harrison's shoulders because I do it at every water park ski at lucky people. And then, there was about 3 or 4 of us on people's shoulders. And at that point, security were like, no, down.
Yeah.
Sorry. Another girl earlier in the show was on someone's shoulders. And I don't remember her being told, Austin was talking to her.
Another girl did it again after her as well, after you'd all got back down, still in the same song, and they didn't tell her to get down either.
Weird.
I think it was only because there were so many.
Right, okay. It was like as soon as there's multiple people doing
Yeah.
it, no, we're stopping that. But that doesn't make any sense to me because they were helping all the crowd surfers, and I'm not being funny, but people crowd surfing is a lot more dangerous.
Way
Like,
more
I am
dangerous.
just sat on his
It
shoulders.
was not the crowd for crowd surfers as well. Like, there was a lot nearly getting dropped.
Yeah, we're too weak. Like, it was literally Harrison and the lovely, lovely man stood next to us that gave me Morgan Wallen. He was giving, like, country mullet, moustache, cute T-shirt vibes. Like, he was lovely. And it was just this boy and and Harrison just helping all the crowd surfers, and that was it.
Because there was quite a few, because
man,
we were quite spaced out because of how much everyone was jumping around.
Yeah,
we
there was
weren't tight
gaps.
packed enough. So there was one that nearly went down right next to us. Like, they were like hip height to me, and they did get boosted back up, but they
and
almost didn't.
My wrists are very weak.
Yeah.
I can do my best, but I can't hold someone.
Yeah,
up
the one
very
girl,
well.
I got literally the bottom of her shoe, and I turned to Jazz and I was like, "Do you have some hand sanitizer?"
Ew.
Please give me hand sanitizer.
Did you look for a pic on that shoe as well? Or?
No, not on that one. It was funny though, speaking of like just everyone having a great time, because I'd gotten so jammy, just every now and then I was just turning the flashlight on my phone and just checking the floor just in case there was another one. And the one girl who was just the other side of you picked up on it, and she literally just turned to me and just like gave me a little laugh and then just carried on. It was like, you know, when you just like, I was just like, and she was just like
spotted.
Yeah. I was like, you got the
girls
shot.
gotta try.
Shoot your shot, you know.
Girls gotta try.
But I just thought it was such a like funny, cute little. Like, she was just like gave me this little laugh, and I was like.
I am always surprised at the crowd at Waterparks. I never expect them to look as emo as they do, and they're always like, I love everyone's aesthetics. They all look amazing and like so like seen with their massive fringes and stuff. I love it.
And their bright hair.
Bright hair. I love
Those
it.
are the ones that are like in love with Austin for sure.
Yeah, certainly. I would love to know what his girlfriend is like, who she is, what she looks like. But obviously he keeps her private because he doesn't want people knowing about her and harassing her and stuff. But I mean, I won't harass you. I just want to see you guys together. I love watching, cause I just love, and I love Austin, and I would like to see him happy. But I know, I understand why he doesn't show us.
Yeah, no, it's totally there.
Yeah, and I do want to say the guy that I've just mentioned that was helping people crowd surf. Like, I have so much respect for him because he was literally like the only one that was able to keep these people up. So he was like being dragged to the front and
Yeah,
having
he
to come
proper
back
was,
to
yeah.
I presume his girlfriend that he was with. And he kept coming back and be like, I'm back, and then someone else would come and he'd be dragged to the front again to try and help them stay up. And I just had mad respect for him. I thought he was so cool. And I mentioned this to Harrison. He was like, I don't know who you're talking about at all. I'm like, he was with us the whole gig.
I know who you were on about.
Like, at the whole gig he was with us.
Yeah, he was right in front of us.
Yeah.
I think it was a very rare one for me in terms of there was only one moment where I was like low-key annoyed, and you know me, I'm very easily annoyed in a crowd.
I think
I don't do anything about it, but I will sit there silently seething.
Yeah, I think that we probably annoyed a lot of people around us when you three turned up as well, and I was like, hello. But I just tried to do my best of like, hi.
Yeah, like I was like, we can kind of, I know that obviously the people that have been queuing and stood there with you all day are going to know, but like coming through, I was like, oh, we're coming in with drinks, so like we've just been to the bar as far as.
But also like, yes, you guys hadn't been queuing and you came to us at the front, but you guys didn't have the time off work, like.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've got a job.
Yeah, and
then all the trains were delayed.
Yeah,
you know, it was chaos.
So I just think like, well, I did have the time off work, and like I've spent my hours queuing all day. And I'm doing it to be here with my friends. And like I say, you get pushed around so much. I feel a little bit worse when it's like people you don't move around for, like, and you are just kind of stood still. But like for Waterparks, you're going to get moved anyway.
It's general admission.
Yeah.
That, like, general admission, no one has any right to a spot any more than anyone else. I had a point. Yeah, the only one that like low-key annoyed me and I just had to like force myself away from her was a girl that clearly did not want to be in the pit. So when it like properly broke out in a pit and not just everyone jumping round, she was trying to move away from it, but instead of going around me, she was pushing me. So I was making my way further and further away from all of you guys, and I was like, I had to literally be like, stop, move myself back and be like, go around me, because you're moving me away from everyone. Like, if you don't want to be in the pit, fine, move, but don't take me with you. I don't know you. I want to stay with my friends. So that was the only moment that I was like a little, other than having to go at Harrison for choosing Peach. That was the only moment that I was properly like, because I felt she was just going. Like, I think she was so panicky that she was just going, and I was like, I can't stop you. She was bigger than me. I was like, I don't have the strength to stop you, but like, can you go around me instead of pushing me away with you? Because I don't want to move from where we are. I like being on the edge of the pit. Yeah,
me too. It's the atmosphere. But as soon as we like found our spot, and I said to Harrison, do we go to the side? Do I stick in the middle? I said, you know what? I'm sticking in the middle because I am never in the middle. Like, we always go to one of the sides. And I said, but right here we are prime mosh, so we might lose our friends. I was like, I said that as soon as we got there. I said, we're going to be prime mosh pit. And we were, like, literally prime mosh pit.
But it was nice. The mosh pit, it's easy to get through it back to the other side. If we got split in half, it's easy to just, like, quickly, between songs, run across.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's easy done.
Waterparks.
We always lose Adam every time.
I know. It's because he doesn't want to be involved in that, does he? So,
but, like, we were on the edge of it last time, and he just ended up on the edge of it the other side. Like, I could just see him the opposite side of the stage.
Yeah.
And then this time, he was, like, a few rows behind us, so he wasn't quite as far, and I think he was happy there. I think if he'd have been by us, he'd have got out the crowd fully. Yeah. But he's a standstiller.
Yeah. And each their own, enjoy your music how you want to enjoy it. I'm more than happy for you to separate so that I don't annoy you.
Should we?
But he does the right thing. Like
he just goes to where he's going to be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't take it out on anyone else.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the actual Waterparks? I feel like we've talked a lot about the crowd.
Oh yeah.
The actual show.
You said it yourself when we were at the show, but it's the first time that I've seen a gig at the O2 Institute where they've had a screen playing a video.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like I've never seen a screen in the institute before. Like they might have a bit of a backdrop or something, but never a screen.
Mm-hmm. And it had like a video of like, because he did the set list really clever. And Austin's like this with like, well, I say Austin, I don't know who has the involvement, but I feel like Austin kind of holds the reins with it. But Waterparks always Waterparks. Parks
You've
always
done that before, and I made an image of pigs dressed as Waterparks, and I called it Waterparks.
That is hilarious. I don't remember that.
I need to find that. I did that.
It's because I don't know why. I just cannot speak. I don't know what's happened. I genuinely think someone needs to study this, because since COVID, I've developed some sort of stutter, or like something happened to my brain and
you forgot how to talk.
I can't talk like a normal. Like I never had speech problems before.
Since
COVID, I'm literally like, I've forgotten how to speak. I've lost 10
I feel like
brain
it would make
cells.
more sense if you weren't working the whole time, but you were doing like 40-hour weeks.
Yeah. I'm genuinely wondering if it is because I caught that original strand that my brain has got fog.
Strain.
See? See? This is what I'm talking about.
The original strand of COVID.
Or what?
That was a little bit of both, I think.
I don't know. But anyway, they are very strategic with everything that they do, and they always have purpose to what they're doing. So like their albums will flow, they are in a certain order for a certain reason. I love watching interviews with Austin actually, because he always talks through exactly why, what, like how there's always a plan with everything. And in this set list, he'd done it in sections of happiness, anger,
it was in emotions,
so on and so forth,
sadness,
which I just love about him. So if we go through the set list, did you have anything else to say before I start going through the set list, by the way? Okay, cool. He started off with Blonde, and he came out and was like instantly blonde, and I was like, yep, that's the way to start a show.
Kick it off
like with a fun, upbeat one that everyone knows.
Everyone wants to have a little dance to it.
Followed by Sneaking Out of Heaven, which again is off Intellectual Property. It's a banger. It is like just really upbeat and like poppy, jump around, like love it. Followed by Fuck About It.
So all of the Intellectual Property was immediately.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know what else.
And that's it. You're done.
Like,
which was really nice. So that's how they started the first three, and then they went off, and this little video started playing of this guy talking, and he was talking about like the different stages that they were going to be doing. So this one was for happiness, and it started with Stupid for You tune, Peach Lobotomy, and it says in brackets picked as a vote between Peach and Telephone, and I just think it's so cool that my boyfriend chose that. I just love it. Followed by Dream Boy, which is off Fandom, and Funeral Grey off Intellectual Property, which are all just upbeat, like you say, happiness, like perfectly fitting.
Yeah, that is why all the Intellectual Property was in that section, because it was, I think that's why it's one of my favourite ones, because it's all very happy, very like, it came out just in time for the summer, didn't it? So it was like the summer album, and we were just like bopping.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love that. It was the exact right mix of like pop and pop punk and scream, and like, I don't know, it was a perfect blend of emotions for me and genre. I really enjoyed that album. It was a bit of me for sure. And then they moved on to the sadness section, which was started with High Definition, and then Gloom Boys, which, like we say, was picked between Gloom Boys and Not Warriors. I would have personally preferred Not Warriors, but followed by Gloom Boys, which I also enjoyed, followed by Crybaby, and then I Felt Younger When We Met, and I Felt Younger When We Met. That's a Fandom, and it is amazing. Love that song.
This was a section where I knew like none of them.
And then he did his acoustic section, which started with Royal, which I love Royal. And Harrison was like, I don't know this. And I was like, this is the first Waterparks song that
I know Royal
caught my attention.
Yeah. Like, I know it through you.
Yeah. Like, I love that song so much.
Yeah.
I saw them, like the music video for it on Kerrang the once, and that's what like really sucked me in. And then I said to you about them, and you were like, yeah, I'm a Natural Blue saved, and Blonde and whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that's when I properly got into them. So it was really nice for them to play Royal, because it feels like it took me right back to like the roots of where I started loving them. And then they played Violet, Impartial, because they didn't play the full song, but I love Violet as well. That's another poppy one off Greatest Hits album. It's really good. Followed by Closer, and then Glitter Times, which is the one that I didn't know, that I think they only released on SoundCloud, if I'm correct. And then part of Crave, which I do like Crave. That's off an earlier album as well. And
I did know Crave, and I think
Did
it had
you?
been so long since I'd listened to it that I'd forgot it.
Yeah, that's an
Like,
old one.
Yeah, because I think when they played last year, it was another short run, so I didn't have enough time to like learn the set list.
Yeah.
So I went on to Setlist FM,
Yeah.
and I looked at their average set list from the last year, and that was on it. So I'd made a playlist of the songs that they tend to play a lot,
so that you would know.
so that like if it's a likely one, which is how I listen to Easy to Hate, and I've still never seen them play Easy to Hate.
Oh,
So, yeah, I did know Crave, not at the show. It had been
too long.
probably actually two years,
Yeah.
maybe 3.
Yeah.
It was the end of 2023,
Three.
wasn't it? So just over 2
2.5.
years.
Yeah.
So I had known it once, but he was playing it, and I was like, I know that I know Crave, but I don't know Crave.
Enough to sing along. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Right
I was
now.
like, I've forgotten how it goes.
Yeah. I do find that it's harder to decode live though, to like hear exactly.
And
what's
because it
going
was
on.
part of that medley as well, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, they played Cry, followed by Lucky People, followed by Miss Having Sex, but at least I don't want to die anymore.
2 that I do know very well.
Lovely songs. And then it moved to Anticipation, which is an interesting emotion to have thrown in there, if you ask me. But
That was to get new ones in there, wasn't it?
yeah, it was, yeah, for sure. So all of these were off the Prowler album, which hasn't come out yet. But it was If Lyrics Were Confidential, which I was really looking forward to live because I'd seen the videos of how much it had gone off, and it did. Like, it was so good live. Red Guitar, Prowler, which I'd not heard before, and Any Minute Now, which I really enjoyed.
People have said, like, Any Minute Now, especially at the bridge,
Yeah,
was, like,
yeah,
really, like,
Elite.
so good.
yeah. It really was.
Everyone was like, I was sobbing.
Yeah, it made me feel really emotional. I didn't quite cry, but I was literally like,
You
I'm
welled
so
up a little
happy.
bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And the only thing that I will say is I was kind of sad that I'll probably never see Call Me Beat Me live because I didn't go to the intimate show that they did last year in London. I really wish I had have now, but it was so last minute and it's getting time off and all the practicalities. It wasn't local to us, so they didn't play Call Me Beat Me, which I didn't really expect them to because it's not really off anything. But
They had played it at one of the shows on this
Had
tour.
they?
Yeah. I'd seen it on the set list for one of the shows
That's
before us. Maybe they'll play it in Bristol.
maybe they'll play it in Bristol. Maybe. It'll be interesting to see how different it is. I'll be sad for you if they play Telephone because you're not coming.
They're not allowed.
They might.
They're not allowed.
Yeah, okay. And then we move on to Anger, which they started with Tantrum. And I love Tantrum so much. It was so good. Like, literally, as soon as it came on, I was like, oh my God, I am so ready for this. I went off on that one. I'm pretty sure I got in the pit for Tantrum. Literally, when all the music stops and it goes, excuse my tantrum, don't you see I got my hands full, and then kicks back in, I was like, this is the best moment of my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I was having a blast. So Tantrum, and then Real Super Dark, and then Turbulent, which always goes off.
Yeah.
Turbulent and Reboot are always mental.
Ones that I do know.
Yeah. And then ended on Like It, which, may I say, sorry if this is controversial, what a fucking random encore.
Yeah.
Like It is such a random one for me to play
The
as your
fact
last
that
song.
none of us really do it.
Well,
like-
I think that Austin loves it. I know that he really enjoys performing it live. And it's just not a bit of me, unfortunately, that song. So I don't know that one.
Yeah. And the ones that you don't know, I really don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't huge on that, but it is nice to see like everyone has a really good time and Austin comes down to the front for it and is with like in the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
And it is nice, but I don't know that one all that well, so it just feels like a strange one for me for them to end on. Like, if you want to play it, fine, but it feels like
Yeah.
you should have had something else afterwards, in my opinion. But it's fine. I had a great time nonetheless.
And we did say how good Austin's vocals were through the whole thing.
Yeah.
For this show, because the first few times you saw him, you were like, he's good at the start, and then he just doesn't have the stamina.
Yeah, he has said this before as well, that he wanted like vocal coaching and stuff, and he was like, it's not my strong point. Like,
It's so
I love
important.
performing live, but like,
it's so important when you're touring, like to
it's
make
tough.
sure you are looking after your voice,
Yeah.
and doing what you need to do. So you can see that he's done that,
yeah.
and he's improved. Like, he didn't fault at all.
No, he sounded amazing.
Show. He sounded so good the whole time. So you can really tell that he has worked on that.
Again, I've got videos of all of it over on our Instagram as always. So if you want to go and see the highlight, like, I've got loads of videos of his vocals and stuff on there.
We didn't get loads of content because it was so crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Like,
I think there's maybe about 10 stories on there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I did my best.
You did well. I didn't film one thing. I didn't take one picture. I did nothing. Like, I was just having the time of my life. So I'm very glad that you got some content, because otherwise I'd have nothing to put out there. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I think overall a very successful concert. So good that me and my friend were like, oh, should we go again tomorrow? But I really couldn't do it then. And then she was like, okay, let's go to Bristol then when they come back to the UK after doing Dublin and stuff. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So it's going to be a very last minute rush after work and drive back the same night before work the next day kind of gig, and I'm kind of dreading that.
See,
it'll be worth it.
I barely made it through this week after having Benson and Waterparks, and I was like, I can't do it again. If I thought I could get Thursday off, I would have done it, but the way that work is at the moment, I know that they would normally make an exception with the 2-week rule with annual leave, but there's no way at the moment they would. So
I've used all my annual leave until April, so if it was the week after, I would have been able to.
Well, mine resets in January, so I've not used much yet.
Okay.
I've got some booked, but I've still got quite a bit left to book, so I could have done it. But the way that we are understaffed right now, there is.
If it would have been the week after, I would have been able to have it off, I think, but I don't have the annual leave to use right now, so I guess I'm just gonna have to be tired. What's getting me through it is knowing that even though I've got a super busy week coming up, like I think I have one evening at home, and every other day I've got plans. The one thing that's getting me through it is knowing that even though I'm going to be tired, the week after I'm on a 3.5 day week.
Yeah, because we have the bank holiday.
We have the bank holiday long weekend, and I've got half a day booked off for when we go and see 5 Seconds of Summer as well. So like, I'm only at work on the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the fact that it's going to be a really tiring, tough week next week, but I know that the week after I've got a 3.5 day
If it had been that Wednesday and I could have booked the Thursday off and had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no question, I'd have begged.
Yeah.
I'd have been at work begging. Because it was the week before. But we have said next tour
we'll book multiple
Next tour
dates.
we'll even if it's like a Saturday in Liverpool or something, like we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll do.
I'd actually looked to see if he'd got anything on this weekend, but he had Friday and Saturday as breaks. He didn't do any shows Friday and they didn't do any shows Saturday, and I'd actually looked to see, because I was like, if they're doing something Friday night or Saturday night, then I'll go. But it was Dublin tonight, and he didn't do Friday, Saturday. So.
Yeah.
Bristol it is, but it was so good that it will be 100% worth being tired for. So I'm very excited to go and see them again. And like I say, we'll have to have a little comparison to how they compare.
And he did say at the Glasgow show that the new album is done and they will be back to tour it. So next tour we'll book a couple of dates, because they're still quite cheap at the moment to see. So.
Yeah, they are. It was like 35 quid, I think.
35, so gone up from last time, but
yeah, when I
still
first
affordable.
started going to see Waterparks, it was like 20 quid.
Yeah.
But again, like that's like what, 70 quid, which you'd pay to see one artist sometimes. So
yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Let's do it.
I'll do it. Also, I wanted to say before we end the podcast, the gaslighting of him not posting Birmingham.
The images that he posted on Instagram saying how great Birmingham was are not photos from Birmingham.
No.
He's not wearing the same outfit, which
I
was
was
the first
looking
thing I
for me and going, I can't really see me. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I should be able to see me with where we
I
were.
just saw the first photo is of him, and I was like of Austin, and I was like, I don't remember him taking the trench coat off and changing into a t-shirt.
No.
So I started scrolling through, and then it shows the picture of the crowd, and I was like, that's not the Institute. There's no balcony.
Yeah. Also,
and it looks wider than the Institute as well.
How he stayed in that trench coat, I have
God
no
knows.
idea.
I was dying in there. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
it says Birmingham ruled, Manchester today, Glasgow tomorrow, Prowler UK is running.
I
And
don't know what those photos are from, but it's not from.
all of the photos are not from our show.
No. Because they've kept them all of him in that shirt,
Yeah.
but that's not what he wore
There's
at the
been
Birmingham
nothing
show.
at all posted from
No.
the actual... And the next one after that as well, Glasgow tonight, that none of them are from...
None of the photos that they've posted yet are from
either.
Birmingham, so
Have you
if you're
seen
looking at the Birmingham one going, that looked like a great show,
It wasn't
Birmingham.
as. It was not as. Have you seen the abuse that Otto got on the ferry
No.
to Ireland? They went to Ireland yesterday to do the Dublin show, and they were just like on the ferry prattling around, like they were just like sat at their table and they'd been eating some sweets, and in one of the sweets they'd got like a little prez thing where there's like a little character. And Austin said to Otto, tell me a story, and he like picks up this character and he goes, so once upon a time there was a boy, and like just says a couple of things, and then he was on his way to Dublin, and then literally like some drunk Irish bloke from the next table across goes, will you shut the f*** up? And Otto was like, and Austin starts laughing, and he's like, Austin like doesn't know where to film, and literally this Irish bloke just goes off on. I'll show you the video afterwards, but he's just talking and talking and talking, and he's like, shut up, like you're. He says something like you're in Edinburgh now, like or something like that. I don't know if it's where they were travelling from. I don't know, but he was like, you're in so and so now, and you should be X Y Z, or maybe they were travelling from Glasgow. And he's like, you're in Glasgow. And he's just going off on one about something. And this whole video, Otto's just like they were just minding their own business. Like, and this guy started shouting at them. And yeah, I just felt like, welcome to the UK.
Yeah, that's the UK for you.
Yeah, sad. And I know that he doesn't like travelling and tour. Like, he likes performing, but he doesn't like travelling and touring, and he doesn't like being off schedule, and he doesn't like all the like back and forth and everything. So I felt sad for him that he had to endure that.
UK never fails. There's always a drunk.
Always some entertainment going on somewhere. Yeah,
some entertainment.
I might wear my entertainment shirt to the next show. You know. Anyway, off topic. Right. I think that we have gone well overboard, so let's wrap that up here. Do you have anything else to add about it? No? Cool. Well, thank you very much for watching another episode. Like I say, we have got a few clips over on our Instagram if you wanted to go and check the highlight out. Thank you very much for watching another week, and we've got 5 Seconds of Summer coming up soon, and I think that next month we've got Youngblood and stuff, so we've got some more concert reviews coming up soon, which will be really exciting to cover. So yes, stick around, stay tuned, and we will see you next Thursday with a brand new video.